Welcome to The Word with Wiggy. On today's episode, we discuss being the salt and light of the earth and how we do that in modern society. We hope you enjoy the show, and let's get started. Welcome to The Word with Wiggy. I am Wiggy. I'm here with my co-host Mo, and we got our lashes done. How are we doing this week? We're more beautiful than we were last week. We got our lashes done. What have I done this week? What's going on with me? What is going on with me? Last weekend, I went out with, it was my friend's birthday. So I got to have a night on the town. And it was really fun.
You know so many people. You have so many friends. Based on social media, it's always somebody's birthday. You're always at a themed party. You're always in a costume. It's always an event. I'm like, oh, Christina be moving.
But I don't feel like I have a lot of friends, though. I mean, people be inviting me places.
No, the girl you were with this week, this one of your aces. Like, you always, that's one of your, like, top tier road dogs. And then that other girl that works with you.
I hang out with most of the people. I feel like I hang out with the same people all the time. Maybe we're just in different costumes. This week was my friend Jaden's birthday. She's like a little sis to me. She just turned 28.
Oh, wow.
And we had a good time. We went to this place called Toca Madera, which I realized there's like multiple locations around the country. But it was kind of given. Have you ever been to Taboo in Mexico?
No.
Like those restaurants that have like the performers come around and they got the fire. So I was disappointed because I thought it was going to be more like that. Like they did a thing with like our shots and they lit them on fire and it was a big thing. But I thought we were going to have like a performer come by the table. That didn't happen. Oh, but the food was delicious. I will say that a lot of people had previously told me that the food was not good. And they are liars. They lied to me.
Good.
Now, was it expensive? Yes. Did I spend like $200? Yes. But that's neither here nor there. I did enjoy the food though. So
it's better than it being expensive and not good. So expensive is good and good is a win.
Yeah, expensive and not good, I'm complaining to the manager. And I'm getting some stuff for free.
I can hear you too. This is too expensive to be tasted like.
No, because this is the thing. Whether it's expensive, cheap, when I'm at restaurants, first of all, I'm a Yelper. I leave reviews. I leave Google reviews.
Aww.
And if something is not to my satisfaction, I will politely tell the waiter, hey, this is not good, or this is cold, or this is whatever. Please bring me another one or replace it. I used to not be like that, but like in my, I'm very much like, hey, I don't like that. We can be at a restaurant. It can be my nails. It can be my lashes. If I'm paying you the way the economy is going, it needs to be worth it for me. So there's none of this. I walked out and I hated my nails or I hated the food and fix it now or give my money back. That's how it goes.
Love that for you.
Yeah, boundaries. I didn't grow up with them, but I have them now.
Okay.
Yes. How was your week?
It was good. We went to the Malibu Barbie pop-up here in town. And It was cute. Same thing. I heard the food was going to be really bad, but it wasn't. I mean, the menu was like 4 items.
Easy to choose.
I invited my neighbor to go with me. And so she got a salad and she was like, can I have the house salad with ranch? And they were like, oh, we only have one dressing, sherry vinaigrette. I was like, dang, it's real limited up in here.
Wow. Not even having ranch. They have like an actual, I feel like that's not a normal
It's not
dressing.
Sherry vinaigrette.
Like,
no.
You don't even have a balsamic. No ranch. You got the sherry. Okay.
Yeah. So it was like a burger, tenders, grilled cheese, salad, fries. Like it was very light. The decor was really cute. You can skate after, which was cute. And then I bought Barbie beach blanket, which I was really excited about. But yeah, that's really it. Work has been kicking my butt. Work has been sending me to the Lord. Okay.
Yeah.
I've just been having
busy.
to get down and pray sometimes because I'm exhausted.
I agree. Like all day today, I went to bed late last night, but all day I was just like working and then I'm just like, I am so tired. Like I just want to sleep. But then when I lay down to go to sleep, I can't even fall asleep for real because I'm really bad at naps. Like if it's not like a full night's rest, my body wants nothing to do with it. So I'm just tired all the time. Yeah.
We got to figure out a supplement or something, a vitamin.
Bro, I took my iron today finally. Didn't even help. I guess I got to keep taking it. I thought it would be like
I took it today.
I thought I thought it would be like a wow factor. Like you've been missing your iron for years. You're anemic. You're literally that's why you're sleeping. It didn't really make a difference. So I'm gonna try to take it for like a full month to see if anything
Yeah, I'm
happens.
like, can we give it some consistency? Put a little effort behind it, a little faith and a little work. Come on now.
Sure, I'm trying my best. I'm gonna see. I even
All
took it with
right.
orange juice so it would kick in. But anyway, we are back to talk about Sermon on the Mount. Last episode we did the Beatitudes, and this week I don't know how much we're gonna get through. That believers are the salt and light for sure. We may get to Christ fulfilling the law,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe murder beginning in the heart. Maybe. So the way we left off, we're now Jesus goes into where he's talking about what believers are, believers in him, what you really are. So he
Well,
says,
wait. Hold
what?
on. Before we start that, okay, remember when we started talking about the Beatitudes and you were like, somebody is like, somebody was saying that it was like the Ten Commandments, basically?
They were comparing it to the Ten Commandments, and they were saying how the schools and the politicians they want to put the Ten Commandments back in the schools, but they don't want to teach the Beatitudes. And
Okay.
then somebody was saying that Beatitudes is all about emotion, and we should focus more on the Ten
Right.
Commandments.
Okay. So then I was reading through Tony Evans because we started verse 13 here. And so he
Mm-hmm.
was saying that the Beatitudes are describing the character of kingdom people, and the salt and light moving forward is the impact and influence of kingdom people. And I was like, okay. So he's
Mm-hmm.
saying that basically the Beatitudes is because I feel like I was kind of stuck on the emotion part last time, but I'm like, okay, this is how you're supposed to act. Like, this is who you're supposed to be as a person.
Mm-hmm.
These are your character traits. That's what the Beatitudes were. And now we're moving on to impact and influence. But that's what he said at the beginning of Salt and Light. And I was like, I feel like that's a very good way to describe it. I like that.
Yeah, because I think when I was reading, I was using Enduring Words commentary, and it was basically saying like we're basically supposed to be adding flavor to the culture. We're supposed to be impacting the culture like seasoning would. We're supposed to
Yeah.
be or light. It outshines the darkness. We're supposed to be like that difference, that thing that actually shifts what's going on rather than conforming and doing all the things. Well, let's just go into the
Yeah.
Bible then. Jesus says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt should lose its taste, how can it be made salty? It's no longer good for anything but to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet." I'm telling you, Jesus was real, child. He said, "What are you useful for?" So one of the notes I did have was that disciples or believers are like salt because they are precious. I learned that in those days that salt was a valued commodity. Like it wasn't just like an easy thing to get.
Yeah.
And that I also saw that Roman soldiers of that day were sometimes paid in salt, which
Yeah.
is behind the phrase worth his salt.
And I've never heard that phrase. I saw that you write it and I was like,
Really?
I've never heard anyone say that before.
Oh, but you know what? It could be because I watch a lot of old, like a lot of old stuff, like
You do.
people who fighting with swords and shields and stuff. So I've heard someone say, "Is he worth his salt?" I've seen that already. So I kind of knew. I read a lot of weird books and fantasies, so I kind of already knew that. So I was like, oh, okay. And I probably read it in a book when I was younger. I used to read a lot of books about like that real nerdy girl over here, but I have heard that before. Disciples are like salt because they have a preserving influence. Salt was used to preserve meats, slow decay, and basically we'll have the same impact on culture because the culture is decaying. I mean, right before our eyes, probably since the beginning of time. So I couldn't even imagine if we weren't around. Like if Jesus never came, if we weren't trying to be that influence, like how much further would the world descend into chaos?
Oh my gosh. Regular old
Yeah.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, but the whole world,
Whole world. Yeah.
I mean, we saw what he did there. Yikes. Big old fireball. Yeah. Us as Christians, we add flavor. Like I said earlier, our true calling is to make the earth a pure and more palatable place. Which I wouldn't even, when I read that, I see that being the truth. But also, I feel like Jesus' truth makes people uncomfortable. And that's not always palatable, if you get what I'm saying. He does make, like, you're uncomfortable at first when you're like faced with your sin and
That's
faced with
true.
but I guess when you get past that, when you really make a change, it is more palatable because your life is better. You're more, patient, you're more this, you're more that. You're all of the things a kingdom citizen should be.
Right. 100%.
Mm. Salt must keep its saltiness, otherwise it loses its value, and that's the same with us. Yikes.
Yeah.
I would
So it
hate
was
for I would
saying
hate to be
something
worthless.
about our saltiness being like our uniqueness and
Mhm.
distinctiveness as Christians. And
Yeah.
so, do you feel like you're salty?
I do. I do. Actually, I do. I probably could be saltier, honestly. But I do feel like if we're thinking about influence, and I feel like a lot of my friends, I have been the person like I'll quick to buy a person a Bible. I buy people my Bible, like I've bought it for like two or three of my friends before. Or I'll randomly witness to people, especially if I feel like it's necessary or God put it on my heart. I'm always talking to people about God. Like, it doesn't matter. I can be completely honest. I could be at the bar and I will tell people about Jesus. I mean, might not be the right thing, but what I'm saying is like, there's never a time where I'm not talking to people about Jesus and the impact he's made on my life. And I just feel like I'm always a positive influence. I talk to people at work about God, like,
Yeah.
and then I just feel like I'm just like a really, um, approachable, positive, laid back person where it's not a weird thing. And then they feel like, wow, maybe I can come to Jesus because like Christina's not a weirdo and she really loves Jesus, but she's not some weird person. She's not judging me. She's meeting me
Yeah.
with love. So I feel pretty salty. I'm sure I could do better. Of course. I'm sure I could be saltier. I could be Tony Sashery, but I think that I do a pretty good job. I do my best not to be ashamed, and I do my best to push people toward him. So I think so. What about do you think you're pretty salty?
Well, it's funny that you were saying that you do it at the bar. We went to show one time. Man, I wish I could remember the name of the group because you would know it if I said it. But we were at this concert and after this group performed, it's like a 90s group too. I'm so mad I can't remember the name. But anyway, after they performed, one of the singers came up in our suite because he knew like somebody else that was in our suite. And Paul was like, man, I just feel like he's going through something. Like, now, mind you, when we're in the suite, it's open bar. So like they buy bottles and you can, drink as much as you want or choose not to or
Yeah.
whatever. And so Paul had a couple of drinks and he was like, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like I want to pray for him.
Oh, I love
And Paul was
that.
like, but I don't want to tell him that because he already saw me drinking, so I'm gonna look stupid. Like, and I was like, no,
But
like
but
that
is it
really sets a
stupid?
level. I said it
Yeah.
sets a level playing field. We're all the same. I'm not out here trying to be holier than thou or anything like that. I was like, honestly, it might make me more comfortable. Like, oh, you having a margarita? I'm having a margarita too. And we can still talk about God. Everything is good. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a really funny because it probably took him, no lie, probably like 45 minutes to build up the courage to go over there since he was like
Oh,
already drinking. It was so funny. But the guy was really appreciative. I'm going to remember the name of that group. But anyway, the guy was like super appreciative. And he
yes.
was going through something. I think he said he had like gotten diagnosed with something or something like that recently. So it was really
Wow.
good.
See, that's the thing. See, God literally put it on his heart, like, hey, he going through something. He ain't care if he had a couple drinks.
Yeah, he did
Like,
that.
he's salty regardless. Like, I think there's further in the notes where it's just like Jesus never told us to become the salt or become the light. Like, it's just in us. It
You
doesn't
are.
matter. It doesn't matter where we're at, what we're doing. We salt and light regardless.
Yeah.
So whether we at the concert, here, there, soccer practice, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you if I'm talking about God. If I'm gonna get on Amazon and ask you your address to deliver this Bible, I'm gonna do it. And that's that. If you need recognition on the Bible, I got one for you. Okay, I will drop a link in the.
The link in my bio.
I will put. I will for this episode. I will put. I will try to remember to put the link on YouTube in the description. So because it's so good, it changed my life. So, but I mean, just read it. Anyway, we pretty much talk about salt for the most part. He also talks to us about being light,
Hmm.
light of the world. Jesus gives the Christian both a great compliment and a great responsibility. Light of the world means that we are not only light receivers, but also light givers. We must have a greater concern than ourselves, and we must have someone to shine our light to. And we're supposed to do so lovingly. And I
Yeah.
think that's the part I was kind of saying earlier too. Is okay. I think about like street preachers. Like I actually saw a guy by my house, and he lands on the corner with a big speaker, and he has like a sign that says basically, you don't want to go to hell. Like, have you ever seen those people? They're just on the
Yeah.
street and they're yelling at people.
Hmm.
I feel like those people don't bring anyone to Christ. Y'all can be, you can disagree with me. I just never seen it. I've never seen it. I've never seen somebody be like, get saved in the middle of the street from those type of people.
Yeah, it's
Never.
definitely not the most appealing
It's not appealing to
interaction.
either y'all end up getting in an argument or people ignore you. Whereas opposed to like there's a guy, his name is Preston Perry. Do you know who Jackie Hill Perry is?
No.
I think I might have asked you that before, actually. But it's her husband. But he is a street, like he's an apologist. So he goes into the street and you know what an apologist is?
No.
Okay, an apologist can be apologist for anything, basically. It's like a defender of something. But if you're a Christian apologist, you're a defender of the faith. So a Christian apologist actually, well, I could still become one, but like one of my main goals was to be an apologist one day because they know everything. There are people who can like go and debate like other religions about why Jesus is the real way, blah, 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 right? But the way he goes about it, he goes onto the street and he just like talks to people about their life. And he's so calm. And he'll be like, well, can I tell you my side? But he listens to them. And it's like at the end, the people either come to his side or even if they don't, like they had like a nobody got loud. And like you can see like his light.
Mm.
It was influential. Like they have a nugget in their head now. A seed is planted. I've seen him do it with Mormons, Jehovah Witness. There was one time he was on the street with like a woman who prays to her ancestors. Who else have I seen him talk to? But like different people, basically people who are like not Christians or even people who say they're Christians, like Jehovah's Witness or a Mormon, but they have things that are off that would kind of say you're not a Christian.
Yeah.
So I just feel like people should be more like that. Like yelling on the street is crazy. I remember one New Year's Eve, I actually went out with my friend and I saw these guys preaching on the street. And I actually stopped and started witnessing to them about how, hey, I know y'all out here is very scary to do. Actually, I could not do it. I was like, that's not my ministry to be on the street trying to talk to people. But I was like, I just want y'all to lead with love while y'all out here. I think I have it actually on like video. I never watch it because it's like a long video, but I'm recording myself talking to them. Because I'm just like, y'all are not gonna win anybody. They're like yelling at girls like y'all are drunk, blah blah blah. I'm like, what is that gonna do?
Right.
How is that gonna bring them to church or to Christ or to reading their Bible? They're just gonna remember a guy that was yelling at them at 2 o'clock in the morning in the middle of the street. You know, that's
Yeah.
just how I look at it.
No, that's very true because I can definitely remember. I mean, I'm in Austin. Like on 6th Street, we have
Oh
people do
yeah.
that same exact thing. So it's definitely not anything where I've ever been like, oh, yeah, I'd love to sit and talk to this person about.
Yeah, even as a Christian, you're like, you are very aggressive. Like,
Yeah.
you're doing a lot. Why are you so angry? I feel like when I became saved for real, when I got to know Jesus for myself, I wasn't angry about it. Like, might have been emotional, a lot of tears at one point, but anger was never in me. Like, I didn't have the urge to yell at anybody. And then what I did, if I ever felt like, I want to hammer something down on somebody, I felt convicted. No, that's not how you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You're tripping. Like that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And I had to check myself because it's easy for a human to be like, oh, I think I know everything. You need to get right,
Yeah.
but you don't even like. Who are you? Like in real life, like you are human just like anybody else. Once you realize you'll never be Jesus, I mean, to me, it's easy not to be so judgmental because you're not gonna be perfect. And you're gonna fall
And you just
off.
don't get
So
as many
it's
people that way. What's the saying? You get more bees
flies
with
with honey,
honey.
bees with
Yeah.
honey.
Is it
Yeah,
flies?
I said
Whoever.
flies.
Yeah. So,
But it's like our greatest command is to love others as we love ourselves, which is also funny that, it goes back to the 10 Commandments thing. It's like, but let's put that one up there too, because that's what we're not doing. And that's actually the hardest part because it's so easy to be selfish. Let me see here. I have salt is needed because the world is rotting and decaying. I said that already, basically. And if our Christianity is also rotting and decaying, then what good is it?
Hmm.
Light is needed because the world is in darkness. And if our Christianity imitates the darkness, we have nothing to show the world. Who will even listen to us? To be effective, we must seek and display the Christian distinctive. We can never affect the world for Jesus if we become like the world. And I kind of want to touch on that too, because sometimes, let's say, for instance, like I've seen like this, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? Ism given to like Christian hip hop per se. I'm gonna give that as an example. And
Definitely.
they're like, we should not be like the world, right? Because like it's hip hop or whatever. And I feel like that is taken out of context. We're not supposed to be like the world, but the world, I don't think the world is not about how we dress or our mannerisms or our fashion. It's saying that we're not supposed to be in darkness like the world because
Yeah.
the world is by nature dark. It doesn't matter all this other stuff that people try to put on us, all these random rules that Jesus did not say. I just wish people would stop that because it really annoys me. Like
And
I've
it
had
and it drives people away from, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I used to follow this girl. I mean, I used to create a lot of content on TikTok and I had to take a long break because, I mean, there's people on there who think like, you shouldn't have long nails. You shouldn't wear makeup. You shouldn't do this. I'm just like, look, bro, like, it's too much. Like, nobody ever said that. That is a man-made rule that somebody made up in some denomination that they made up.
Yeah. Just like
They
the
all made it up.
stockings.
No, bro. Let's just be real about it. Come on. When it
I
says
grew up
that's
with so many that, like, I mean, I've had people tell me that I couldn't serve in church because I had kids out of wedlock. Like I literally just I
mm,
couldn't do anything. And I was just so,
it's hurtful.
it was honestly, it was so off-putting to me that
Mm,
I'm just like, so here I mean, I've always served in a church. Like growing up, you had to do something in the church. And
yeah,
so I'm continuing the same thing, just same thing I want to teach my kids, but you're telling me I can't, like I want to serve Christ and you're telling me I can't, I shouldn't because I had
exactly.
it, like it was just, yeah, I've had some really wild church experiences that I think I kind of repressed.
Suppress.
Yes. Yeah, suppressed. And
Yeah,
I'm
because I
just
mean,
like,
especially when you're somewhere where it's like that's your community, that could be very hurtful. And then, I mean, as we go through these books, we're gonna really examine. Like, I don't remember God saying if I did this, I couldn't serve Him. That
yeah,
wasn't that wasn't in the Beatitudes. That wasn't in the Sermon on the Mount. That wasn't in. We'll look through some parables. We'll see. But I don't think that was part of the rules.
just
You're living
never
your life
treat
righteously.
in any environment, let alone a church environment, I would never treat someone poorly or tell them that they couldn't do something in a church because of any part of their lifestyle, right? Like, now,
Yeah.
granted, we have things like, oh, yes, if you're a pedophile, you cannot serve in the nursery. Like, yes, stuff like that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just because you're gay or you're a lesbian or you marry, aren't married or wear stockings, whatever it is, those
Yeah.
are the things to me where I'm like, you're actually pushing more people away than you're bringing to. And so, is your church really
Mhm.
fulfilling the purpose that God has?
Yeah, because I feel like when you bring people in, I don't say watering down the word. I don't believe in that at all. But I feel like if everybody comes in and you don't push them away, the more you're preaching the word, they will
They learn.
change.
Exactly.
And they will change on their own. They have their own relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to have a really good relationship with your church. Church is a good community. That's why I want to have it again. But your relationship with God is far more important than that. Like, because if you have the church relationship and no relationship with God, you're gonna be that person that He says, "I never knew you. Depart from me," because I don't know you for
And
real.
that's the thing for me. Like, I'm really big on a teaching church instead of a
Hmm.
preaching church. Like, I like to be
Me
able to go
too.
to church and take notes and have references, and this scripture means
Yes.
that, and this, and so
Yeah.
on and so forth. But in a lot of denominations, that's just not the norm.
They just. Yeah. What denomination do you do right now? What are you at?
Currently, I am at a Kojic church.
Yeah, I know they be strict. I know they probably you Cali can't wear pants over there.
I mean, I do what I feel like is right in the way
Yeah.
that I was raised, but they do
Oh
have
yeah,
their
I know they
opinions.
definitely said something about the babies. Baby, oh my goodness. Oh. My goodness. I remember when I told you that I almost got lured into a cult. It was
Yeah.
an offshoot of a Kojic church, but it was different. Like they had their own spin on it. They put even more of a spin on it. It was wild. Like they were like, if you're not baptized by us, you're not baptized at all. It don't matter if you got baptized before. Like that's how crazy they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went
Yeah.
to a
And
church
like
once
you
with
could
my
only date
brother.
in their church.
My gosh. Yeah.
And you
Okay.
had to ask permission to date. Like it was insane.
Yes. Okay. My brother went to a church like that for a little while, and you actually had to re give your life to Christ every Sunday.
Wow.
It
Wow.
was, yeah.
I
So
mean,
I've experienced a lot of different things.
yeah, so I
And,
could
you know,
definitely. I almost thought you were going to say it was Pentecostal, but yeah, Kojic, I know how they roll
right
for
on the same
show.
street. They on the same street.
Pentecostals, I mean, and there's things I like about everybody, but like me personally, I always like to go to a if I could find a non-denominational church that's teaching from the Bible, I just want to be in a Bible believing church. Don't
Yeah.
add anything else to it.
Don't add that.
Don't tell me if I don't speak in tongues, I'm not saved. Don't tell
If you
me if
don't
you
run
didn't
around
baptize
and
me, I'm not saved.
yes, if you don't run around and
Don't.
catch the Holy Ghost, like that's not me. That's not how I praise. I'm not gonna run around this
Yeah.
church.
And then it's like there's so many things, bro. Like we probably should have an episode just on that. Like
We could.
just a rant on on church hurt and drama.
Wait, did you say drama or trauma?
Trauma and the drama. I feel like a lot of people, and I don't know. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I will say maybe not even just the black community. Like I follow this girl right now. She got a lot of church trauma. Like she grew up in like a alt right Christian fundamentalist church, and bruh, the unpacking she has done online. I'm just like, whoo, my goodness, the Lord saved her from that miry grave. Anyway, we are still in the light of the
I
world.
know. I'm like, okay, so where were we?
Sorry. You are the light of the world. Oh, look, here we go. You are the light of the world. A city situated on a hill cannot be hidden. I know that's right. If you can see a city from a different distance, sorry guys, it's hard to take your eyes off of it. In the same way, Jesus wants the people of his kingdom to live lives visible that attract attention to the beauty of God's work in our lives. I think that's beautifully said because
Mm-hmm.
that's basically what I believe that like how I live my life and like even when I'm sad, when people see me turn to God, when people see me praise God, when people see me do all the things, they come to me and ask about it. Like it's just based on how I'm living. They don't. That's like your greatest witness is your own life. You don't need
True.
to. Yeah, you don't need to be doing too much. Honestly, you just need to live your
Yeah.
life with Christ, and people will see it and be like, "I want some of that. I want to be as strong as her," or like people like when you go through something really bad. I was talking to somebody yesterday about DC Young Fly. You know who DC Young Fly is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
When his wife passed, well, it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
even his wife, but I say it's his wife. They got 3 kids. Like, once you got that many kids, that's your wife. I don't care about these societal rules. But the way he handled it, I know he cried and screamed in his house, but the way he was so graceful, he
He
talks about how God
was
was carrying him through. He never shied away from how God was carrying him. And that's the type of thing that's like a light. He is being visible. He's showing God through his life. And then somebody can see that and be like,
definitely
and then they go through something, they be like, you know what? What am I missing? I'm not feeling strong. And then like, it's God, I need God. And then they go to him in their own way as opposed to just getting drugged. I hate seeing people, I call it being drugged to the altar. Like, you don't want to go up there, but somebody's just dragging you to Jesus. You ain't got to go there. Pray for them, sow the seeds, and move on.
yeah,
And just
his
live your life.
that story for him is definitely going to minister to a lot of people. Like just when you
I'm
think about
telling
his
you,
general audience, like because even I looked at it like, man, he is handling this. Like he
like a
kept
champ.
pushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
I saw multiple interviews of him. Like, I don't even know I knew he was like a Christian like that until that happened. I don't think I really knew. And I was like, I feel like he was witnessing to me. And I'm like, I haven't gone through something like this, but yeah, he was literally on my mind yesterday. But stuff like that, like, you never know who's watching and the impact that you'll have on their lives. We should look for ways to let our light shine in greater, broader, in more intentional ways. The purpose of letting our light shine and letting others see our good works is so that others will glorify God, not us. Because
What are
sometimes you
some
get
intentional
confused.
ways to let your light shine?
Oh, I think. Intentional ways to let my light shine. I try to just be a positive person in general. I try to always, actually, I don't even think I try. It's just automatic, which is, I guess I could just thank God for that trait that He gave me. But I can always see the silver lining. I can always see the positive in a situation. And I'm sure it gets on people's nerves, but I just can't. Like, if something bad happens, I'm like, one of my friends, she got laid off from her job, and there's all these things happening, and I'm just like, well, this didn't happen because maybe this is happening. I'm like, and then something will happen, and I'm like, yeah, see, I'm like, we gotta just think positively. I'm like, oh, this didn't happen because God was moving it out the way. I
Mm.
can always, I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't crash out because I'm a major crash out sometimes, but I can usually see how God is working, and then I can project that back out. Like maybe I'm better at it with others than myself, but I feel like that's how I show my light. Is being a positive person.
I feel like I have to work on saying it more because I feel like oftentimes people go through situations and I want to relate it back to like God's hand being in it. But many times I'm like, I don't know, I don't say it. Or I'll feel like they're not going to receive that. Or like, this is not
Mm-hmm.
what they want to hear right now. Like when somebody's really going through
Yeah.
something and you're like, oh, God has a bigger plan because, like you said, maybe this happened, to make room for something else when you
Mm-hmm.
lost your job and the rent is due and you ain't got no gas and your kids
They
is
ain't trying to hear
hungry,
that.
Pookie, I
Yeah.
don't want to hear it. Yeah, like so.
Yeah, I mean, all of you. I mean, I just try to be real with people. I'm like, I'm not saying this. I remember what I told her. I said, "Look, I know God is working. I just don't know His timeline, and that's the truth. That ain't nothing but the truth. I know He didn't desert you because He said He wouldn't. I just don't know if His timeline's our timeline. I don't know if you'll get a new job in a month or 3 months. I can't tell you that part. Do I know it's gonna be okay? Yes, I know that because it's always been okay. I told her. I said, look, and I have to tell myself that because, like I said, I'm a crash out. I
Yeah.
say, Christina, look back at your life. You were always okay. Things always worked out, and you never needed to worry. So just chill. And maybe that comes with just age. Probably didn't really understand that at like 19 or something. But at 35, it's like, bro, you're not homeless. You have a roof over your head. If something happened, your mama's still here. She give you some money. Like, why you worried?
But yeah, I think it does come with age because by 35, you've been through stuff and you've seen God
Yeah,
carry you through things. And so you have
exactly.
that testimony to fall back on. So yeah, because I'm definitely the same way. I'm like, you know what? Everything is going to be fine. Everything
Yeah.
always works out. Breathe. Do what you're
Breathe,
supposed to
bro.
do.
Like, you're gonna be okay. There's always like hills and valleys, right? And it's like I realize that I can't expect my life always to be on a high. I mean, it could be on a high with like as far as like I'm just positive and I'm like moving forward because I feel like I'm just like I just move through life like and I let stuff roll off of me. But then there's some years that are like really great and there's some years that's like that was a struggle year. I was stressed, but I was getting through it. I feel like my life comes in sevens. Like I was thinking the other day, like 2017 was one of the greatest years of my life. Like I had so much
Really?
fun. Yes, I had so much fun. I was living my best life. And then last year, I think this is 7 years later. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not very good at math. But 2024, I had a great 2024. I had a great year, like the best year. And then I noticed in 2018, I had my son. Right, I was, birthing something, and I feel like this year in 2025, I'm like birthing new things again, like new ideas and all the things. But could be just a coincidence. It's just to say things are cyclical. They
Yeah,
go up
that's
and
good
down.
reflection.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to what's the next 7 years. What's after 2024? 2031. It's gonna be an epic year. Is that right, math? No, that's not very good math.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
What's
that's right.
is that good? Yeah. So it's gonna be an epic year when I'm like 41 or something like that. Oh my gosh, I love how I told the audience that we were gonna make it through more sections, but I think
How
we're
long has
just
it
gonna
been?
do.
I'm like, we're already at like an hour. The purpose of letting our light shine and letting others see our good works is so that others will glorify God, not ourselves. Salt is the opposite of corruption and it prevents corruption from getting worse. Light gives us guidance so that those who have lost their way can find a path home. A city is the product of social order and government. It is against chaos and disorder.
Yes, yes. So it's like we gotta be a city too, a city on a hill. You gotta be the salt, light, and the
And a
city on a
city.
hill. We need to be against chaos and disorder, which is what's going on right now. Like I saw the news earlier, and I'm just like, what is happening in LA? Yeah, we
They
did social order.
replicated it here. Did you see that?
I think I heard about it. I'm just like, do I just need to stay in my house?
Yeah,
Because
they
what's going
replicated it
on?
in downtown Austin and they were gassing and all types of stuff last night. All you can do
Lord,
is pray for
pray for
people.
us. Yeah. All we
Hmm.
can do is pray for each other, pray for, I mean, I pray for our leaders because just because you don't like your leaders, you're still supposed to pray for them.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, Jesus did say, was that in the Beatitudes to pray for our enemies, or is that somewhere else? Is that
Somewhere
we haven't
else.
got there yet? Man, he be giving me all sorts of stuff to do that's hard to do. Okay, well, let's get to some questions about the salt and light. Do you think we already answered some of these? What does it mean
Yeah,
to be
we
salt
answered
and light
that
in
one.
today's culture? We did. Yeah, we did that one. Let me see. How can? Oh, okay. Well, this one I put this one in here because I feel like we're about to start making more social media content.
Hmm.
And I related to this when I was making my TikToks like in 2022. It says, how can you authentically live out your faith in a way that does not feel performative on social media? Because I remember I quit social media basically because I felt like, well, first of all, I was burnt out, but I felt like it was fake. Not fake, but like I wasn't really into it, and I was just like in it for the likes. Or if I felt like I
Mm,
was liking the likes too much, then I felt bad, and then I was like, "Is it for God?" Like, because you get
I know
likes, you get
exactly what you
excited.
mean. Yeah.
You get excited, and it's like a natural thing, but you're like, "Wait, but this is like ministry." So it's like that happy medium, and I'm creeping back into it, and I just always, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I try to make sure I check myself because I never want to glorify myself because
Yeah.
that's a big no no for me. Like, I don't care how I live my life. I try to make sure that I am not receiving any glory because glory, I don't think it's good for humans. It's not good for us.
Close to your head.
It makes us crazy. It
Yeah.
makes us think like we're godlike, and I want to stay away from that. I want to remain humble in my position under God's authority. So yeah, I feel like that's why I really took a break, and that's why you know, I just have to really watch that to be authentic because I just hate people who seem fake online.
You do really
Like,
good self evaluation.
I try. I think I'm very self aware, which is like sometimes a bad thing, but it's a good thing. I remember one time I told my mom, this was when I was younger, that I think I told her like I was selfish or something. And she was upset by that. But I was like, no, I just mean naturally I only care about myself and I have to work hard to care about others. And she was like, oh. And I was like, what's wrong with me saying that? It's the truth. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I'm working hard to put you before me, but I don't want to. Maybe it's just hard to hear, but it's the truth. It's like a real thing. Like,
But I
so.
also feel like for me, living out my faith is how I choose to serve God, like whatever that looks like. And there's this guy in my church that I talk to all the time because we do a lot of projects together. And I always tell him, everyone has strengths. So what you do to serve God that you feel like fulfills your faith may not be the same as what it looks like for me. But I do feel like for you, it could be, teaching and evangelizing in the way and on the platforms that you have.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I don't necessarily, I've never looked at anything that you've put out and felt like you were inauthentic, or even like talking to you over however many years now, like I've never felt like you were doing it for fame or to be
Yeah.
an influencer or anything like that. Like I feel like you have a genuine interest in like, no, y'all need to know this. Like this is
Yeah,
good.
yes. No, I do. I try to be authentic as possible. If I'm making a video and I'm not really into it, I'll be like, nah, we're not recording that, or we'll wait till another day, whatever, when I'm ready. Or I feel like almost it's like if God say no, it's not getting posted. If God say yes, it's getting posted. I try to be in that level of like, I don't know if it's obedience or just like, I just want to make sure I'm never elevating myself to where I think I'm just the best. No, it's only God through me.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure I'm always in a humble position because yeah, it can get to your head. People blow up and stuff over one video. They think they're a preacher now. Absolutely not. Okay, so technically we just got through the light and the salt, which is fine. Cause we're not gonna have y'all sit over here for 3 hours, and we're not gonna sit here for 3 hours. So we're
We
gonna.
made it through verses 13 to 16.
But I feel like we talked about a lot of stuff. Like we talked about some real life examples. We had some discussion.
Oh my god. I do feel
You
like the
know,
discussion was good. I do feel like the,
no, it
the
was
information was
great.
good, but we literally sat here for an hour on 3 verses. But
But this is
stick
the
with
thing.
us.
This is what be happening when I'm reading. I'm like, I'll be reading and I'm taking my notes and I'm like, it was only 3 verses. Like, but I have 2 pages of notes because why? I don't know. Maybe I'm a little too thorough. You want to talk about? Are you praying for anything this week?
I'm praying for abundance.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, we need
Yeah, keep that praying.
we are deep in prayer for abundance.
Okay, I like that. Abundance of finances, in
Girl,
love, in
all
food, in all of it.
all resources.
No,
Lord,
I
we are
agree with
asking
that.
you to provide.
Yes, no provisions. Yeah, I agree with that because it seemed like everything is getting more and more expensive, and it seemed like the paycheck is not going as far as it used to go
Like, come
at all.
on. We need an
Yeah.
economic increase. Praying for increase. Increase my
Uh,
territory. Yes, Lord.
mhm. Yes, and give me the wisdom to know what to do with it. Mm,
Speak.
mm. Yeah, that's going to come to the conclusion of our episode. I promise. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get through Matthew 5, but
For
it
real.
is what it is. Next week, we will talk about Christ fulfilling the law. Don't know how long we'll take on that, but you never know
We got at
with
least two
us.
more episodes because love for your
At
enemies,
least.
like it's about to get juicy.
Yeah, he goes in. Christ fulfills the law. Then we got, and I got my questions: murder, beginning, and the heart. I mean, we have a lot
Adultery,
we could talk about.
divorce,
Adultery. Oh,
oaths,
yeah.
an eye for
Oh
an
yeah.
eye.
Oh yeah, baby. We got stuff to tell y'all later. So yeah. Well, I'm sorry I'll give you was a salt in the light, but I hope it was salty. I hope it was flavorful. I hope that we shone a light, and I hope that you have been enjoying the episodes so far. The episodes on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, for sure. Maybe all other places, but those 3 places for sure. And do all the things. We love you guys, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to The Word with Wiggy. We love learning with you. The Word with Wiggy is available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you consume podcasts. We hope you enjoyed this episode and that you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Don't forget to like and comment on YouTube and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. See you next week, and don't forget to read your Bible.